This is Manor. No, not Manor. If you don't associate it as an iconic city of Central Texas, it's okay, because I didn't either. Coming in 3 years ago, I was about as ignorant as I could be. I knew nothing about the infrastructure, school system, or the culture. All I knew was that I was forced to be here by my dad in hopes that I may get a quality high school experience in a school outside of the larger 5 and 6A school that I would have attended otherwise. Little did I know, coming here has been one of the most formative changes of my life.
I think the biggest change is I moved from close to LA, and so coming from such a big city and coming when the population was 1,000 was very much a culture shock. In here, there was no grocery store. We had one light. I think it was a blinking light. Community, I think, has been very to people that are from a town that have, moved from Austin or moved from California or moved from wherever. I think it's just such a welcoming place, and it's a place where I think if you want to be involved, there's an opportunity. It's been great to see all the projects that have been going up that we've approved, to see all the advancements, partnerships that have been formed that before maybe people didn't, other cities didn't maybe understand where Manor was or what we were about. And I think people now know where Manor is. And I think before it was just like, where's Manor? But now I think people really do know, everything from our ratings in our schools to the traffic to, our new mayor to, the great things that we've done. I think Manor's on the map.
I've lived in Manor. I grew up in Manor. I was born in the 70s and went to Head Start, graduated in 1989 from Manor High School. Those adolescent years and then went into the military and actually moved back to Manor. Growing up, Manor was a real small community. I think when I was in high school, I think we had 498 people on the city limits side. And so I've watched it actually develop and grow from this small community where if you stood downtown, you would know, half the people that came through the four-way stop sign to denounce stoplight there, and it's just a ton of traffic coming through there. So I watched it grow from the small community to the community that it is now. I continue to see growth here. I see more housing developments coming to Manor, apartment complexes, and more people coming. I see the school continuing to grow. And it's changed, from what I remember growing up, but it's a welcome change. And I'm just excited to see the place that I love continue to grow.
Been in Manor probably a little bit over 32 months, retired out of the U.S. Army back in June 2017 and moved directly here. What kind of drew me to Manor was having looked into the Westlake area, Austin area, a lot of different other areas. Manor was basically geographically just placed in the right place, being almost 15 to 30 minutes from every major city: Pflugerville, Round Rock, Cedar Park, Austin, Del Valley. No matter where else you go, you're not going to have that kind of central access in and out to all these different places. So Manor was really kind of that nucleus of you're only 10, 15 minutes away from the hustle and bustle, but at the same time, when you come home, this ain't Austin. My predecessor was the first female Hispanic mayor for the city of Manor. I'm the first African American mayor for the city of Manor. Those are milestones in their own right, especially the history and the heritage of where Manor came from, right? Those are even milestones when you talk about Manor being roughly only 10 miles outside of Austin. Manor is 51% Hispanic, 25% African American. Our school district is 60% Hispanic, 4% African American. At one time, it used to be 66% Caucasian. Now they're 33% here within Manor. So it does change a lot of the concepts, a lot of the ways that we need to operate. But then again, city-wise, it changes how we term minority. Because not only are we talking about the general minority of Hispanic, underserved, underprivileged, but now even our Caucasian population is a minority. A lot of the changes in mentality now within the city of Manor is we can no longer just say if they want to come to us, they'll come. But how do we start messaging who we are, what we have, the things that people don't know about, the uniquenesses of Manor that only us in Manor knew, but wasn't sharing with everybody else because we wanted to keep Manor, in a sense, to ourselves because it was just perfect.
Really, at the end of the day, we're one family,
Mission.
One heart.
Welcome, everyone, to this Meet the Mayor Candidates virtual forum. This will be the first forum in a series. I'll explain more in a moment. This forum is being brought to you through the partnership with the Manor Journal and the Mayor's Community Collaborative. The Manor Journal is your free hometown weekly paper available all over town. Also, we'd like to thank our mayor, Dr. Larry Wallace, who organized the Mayor's Community Collaborative. Mayor Wallace initiated the Community Collaborative to include representatives from groups such as HOAs, community nonprofits, the school district, charter schools, and others to promote communication between the city and the community. Today, the format will be simply to meet the candidates, where each candidate will introduce themselves to you. As a reminder, during the November 3rd election, Manor residents will be voting on 3 positions in the City Council, 3 positions for the Manor School Board. There will also be a referendum on the adoption of revisions to the Manor City Charter. In some ways, your vote on these positions on November 3rd will affect your daily life in our town as much, if not more, than the national and state races. We can say that your vote carries a lot of weight in our community. Future forums will be more focused on particular issues presented to the candidates. These future forums will be as follows. City Council candidate forums will be Friday, October 9, Sunday, November 1. The school board candidate forum will be Saturday, October 10, Monday, November 2nd. And as a special presentation, there will be a Manor City Charter revision question and answer forum on Thursday, October 8th and Saturday, October 31st. You can look for these dates on the Manor Facebook page as well as the Manor Journal. All these dates will be on the Manor Journal, excuse me. Today, the forum will be meet the candidate format. Our intent is to have each candidate participating to introduce themselves to you, to help us understand what has motivated them to run for office, and to share with us what they believe to be the critical issues they wish to address. Before we get started, I want to let you know that our very own mayor, Dr. Larry Wallace, is our Grandmaster DJ today. He'll be operating the streaming platform. This is our first go around with this format. We expect it to go smoothly, but we make no promises. Your patience is appreciated. Okay, let's get moving. Candidates, today is your opportunity to introduce yourself in 3 minutes. Let us know who you are, why you've decided to run for office, and what are your areas of concern in Manor and in our school system. You'll have 3 minutes, and if possible, I will announce a warning when 15 seconds is remaining. I appreciate you keeping an eye on your time. Thank you. So, first, we will hear from our city council candidates. We will listen to those running for the 3 places on the board. And in no particular order, we'll start with a place 2 candidate. Dr. May.
Hi, everyone. Tom, I don't know who's going first or when the clock starts, so just let me know. Hi, Ann.
Hi.
Well, we're looking at the place 2 candidates. So, William, why don't you start?
Well, okay, so 3 minutes is not a lot of time. I'm just gonna go for it. Who am I? Well, I'm new to Manor and almost nobody knows me. We thought we were gonna make a lot of friends as soon as we got here, but then the virus showed up and that didn't happen. So really quickly, I know that I look like just another big, fat, white guy, but I am not that. I am definitely a very, very, very different person. I'm one of 7 kids born to Protestant missionaries. I grew up in the African Congo, back when it was called Zaire, and it was the most dangerous place on the planet. I've survived 9 near-death experiences. I'm a polymath and a super genius. So I got a full ride to university without finishing high school. After we came back from Africa when I was 15, I did 1 year of North American high school. My test scores got out, and next thing you know, I was the only non-football player on my floor in a university. I quit that because that didn't fit, obviously, and dropped out, became a combat instructor. I was a government and military and Fortune 500 consultant for years. I've been self-employed for the last 15 years. 10 of them were building companies in Central America. Entonces, yo hablo español, no como los otros políticos, como mi nombre es Senator Cruz y yo hablo español. No, yo hablo español. Correcto, porque tengo 10 años de experiencia en Costa Rica, en Nicaragua, en Centroamérica. Entonces, listen, why I'm running. I came to Austin because I was still am building a website to go head-to-head with VRBO and Airbnb directly. I don't like how they do business. We didn't want to spend thousands of dollars a month renting. And so we decided to buy a place and turn it into an investment. We bought this fourplex. It's been a nightmare. There's an upside to every downside. And part of that is that the problems that I've had dealing with the city with regards to, some road repairs, drainage, things that I'm paying for still in taxes that haven't been done yet. It doesn't mean that the city's terrible. It just means that there's some growing up to do. And someone very eloquently said in that intro that, this was a village with 500 people a few years ago. Well, it's not going to be a village anymore. Now that Tesla's 8 miles down the road, we're going to have to deal with things that this place has not dealt with before. You know, you've got the city of San Francisco that's got 1.2 million people who are homeless and paying $50,000 a year to rent parking spots so they can live in a van. Things aren't that bad in Austin yet, but man, we don't want to wait for them to be that way either. So listen, you know, there's normally when a city is coming up, they might grow by 0.25% in a year. We're going to see double-digit percentage growth year after year, and we're going to need some people who, you know, understand how to build companies, how to build corporations, how to manage large projects and get things done on time. There's some issues with zoning that I don't have time to get into, but it's gone backwards. It's gone. Yeah.
15 seconds.
15 seconds.
Wrap it up, please.
Listen, we don't have to attract anybody. Bottom line is change is coming. We're going to have people who have a demonstrated ability to run corporations, big corporations, manage change, manage bid projects, and get things done correctly. And we're going to need to be able to communicate effectively with the public while we're doing that. Not just us, but everybody who's coming too.
Thank you.
And
Thanks. Ann.
Hi, good evening and welcome. I'm Ann Weir, candidate for Manor City Council Place 2. I'm a wife, I'm a mother of 5 and a grandmother of 6. I'm also an optician and the Vision Center manager at the Manor Walmart. I previously sat on the Manor Council from 2016 to 2019, and I had the honor of being the mayor pro temp during 2017 and 2018. I'm also president of the Manor Lions Club. I'm a member of the Manor Chamber of Commerce, and I'm also on the board for the Manor Health Alliance. My family likes to identify me as a professional volunteer. I've lived in Manor almost 11 years by way of Austin and Pflugerville, and I've always been involved in my community as a volunteer or participant in service projects, from PTO president of Manor High School, the Manor Bond Committee, Christmas in the Park, Manor Palooza. My heart is in this city. I'm the kind of person that listens carefully and researches topics and issues prior to decision making. I organize my time so that I'm available to people who need my help and those who will have an impact on our city. I believe economic development is the engine that drives the city's progress. Manor must continue to be a great city to both live, work, and play in. And I believe this will happen as we attract new businesses that will be good citizens of our community and also provide quality employment and generate tax revenue. I know a lot of people are concerned about the infrastructure of our city. I believe our city council now and the previous councils have worked with all the necessary entities to bring about improvements, of which will continue to surface. The people I know and the people that I meet think our priorities should be the improvement of the city streets and increased affordable housing. I agree. I would add that the need to develop and protect our water supply so that we continue to provide water for growing populations and new industry and businesses is important as well. Communication infrastructure is another one on my list. How nice would it be to provide cable, fiber optics, and Wi-Fi hotspots throughout the city? My hope this evening is that after getting to meet all the Manor candidates, each and every one of you, plus one, will get out and vote on November the 3rd. Thank you.
Thank you, Ann. We'll have an interlude and then we'll listen to the candidates for place 4. Welcome back. We're ready to hear an introduction from the candidates for the City Council Place 4. We have Todd Shaner and Sonia Wallace running. Whomever first. Todd, I believe your microphone is not on.
There we go. Better?
There we go. Okay, Todd,
Thank
after you.
Sonia, would you like to go first?
Oh, thank you. My name is Sonia Wallace, and as it says, I'm running for place 4 on the city council. One of the reasons that I'm running is strictly because I see that we need to preserve the history of um, our town, but we also need to make room for our future leaders. We need to fix roads so that people are not tearing up their cars. As I drive along the roads, I know how they're very detrimental to the cars. And that's people's money. That's taxpayers' money that is going down the drain if they have to have car repairs. We need to be able to keep up with the growth that is going on around us. We are having many apartments being built. We're having many subdivisions being built with new homes, new people coming into our school district. We also have to create new jobs, more jobs, not just for the youth working in fast food, but also for the adult people here in our community. We need stuff that is very good for being able to have affordable living. So if you vote for me, that's what I'm going to look into, is keeping things accessible for our youth as well as our elderly community, preserving the history of this town as well as looking out for the future generation. If you haven't registered to vote, please do. You can go to register to the number 2 vote.org and voice your opinion. Please vote. Whichever way you vote, just please get out and let your voice be heard. Do not sit back and then complain if you did not vote. Please get out and voice your opinion and let your voice be heard. Thank you.
Thank you, Sonia. Excellent advice. Now we'll hear from Todd Shaner.
Perfect. Thank you. Exactly, Sonia. I couldn't say it better myself. Whatever anybody decides, definitely get out and vote. But good evening, Manor. My name is Todd Shaner. I'm running for place 4 on the Manor City Council for the upcoming November election. I'm a 10-year resident of Texas. 7 of those years have been here in Manor. I've served previously on the City of Manor's Planning and Zoning Commission in 2015. In 2016, I was appointed to City Council seat 4. And then again in 2018, I was appointed and served on City Council seat 6. I'm excited for the possibility to return to Manor City Council and serve the needs of the growing community. As some of you may know, in July of 2018, Manor was put in the national spotlight when Realtor.com announced Manor as the 7th fastest growing suburb in America. That has not slowed down. 2020, the population in the city limits is currently approaching 12,000. You factor in Manor's ETJ, and that number is well over 20,000. Manor is growing leaps and bounds, but no questions there. Growth is a good thing, but growth can also have its challenges. Traffic continues to be one of the concerns that I hear on Facebook, just from talking with the residents. It's a major issue. Future development must be in line with the city's long-term transportation plan. It's imperative the city have an updated transportation thorough plan, as well as an overall comprehensive plan that looks out 10, 20, and even 30 years ahead. With a comprehensive plan and the 2030 population projection market analysis that was done in July of 2020, with this, the Manor City Council can make the decisions for the appropriate future development, making sure the developers are keeping traffic patterns in line with what the city's projected 10, 20, and 30-year plans are. It's imperative that that happens. Things just have to make sense. Property tax has been moving higher year after year. You buy a house is an investment, but you don't want to keep throwing your money away on taxes. So my plan, doing my part, making sure the city is keeping in line with the budget, spending where spending needs to be spent, reducing budget amounts where they can be reduced, and just keeping everything in line with the need of the city. Thank you for your time, and like I said, be sure to get out and vote. Thank you.
Well, thank you so much. Do a little interlude now, and then next we will hear from the city council candidates for place 6. Welcome back. Now we're going to hear from our place 6 candidates, I believe. Yes. And Jacob Habersmith and Jean Krupta. Would one of you gentlemen care to go first? How about you, Jacob?
Sure, I'd love to go. First, I just want to thank the Manor Journal for putting on this virtual event. Kind of crazy times we're all living in right now, so it's a great opportunity to at least be able to introduce ourselves to the community. First, I just want to start off, letting everybody know that I grew up in Michigan. My parents, they were both dairy farmers, so they instilled a really good work ethic, all my life growing up. And my path to Manor has kind of been a roundabout path. After I left Michigan for the Army, I served as an infantryman and worked my way up through the ranks to lead a team of soldiers in various missions. And after, it's kind of a confusing time whenever you're getting out of the military, especially as an infantryman. The skills you learn don't always translate, to the corporate world. So I had a few choices to make and decided to pursue my education using my GI Bill in information technology. So I earned my bachelor's in that and continued on and earned my master's in information assurance. Growing up, I never really understood the full importance of education. As I got older and all of that, I realized, how vital it is to a person's life. So after I earned that, I worked in information technology and earned my way up the chain and ended up being a chief information security officer for a few years. And developed policies and analyzed risk in the healthcare industry. I ended up making the decision to leave that position to start my own business, and ended up starting an IT company that services clients across the country. Mainly healthcare with HIPAA regulation, cyber security, and risk mitigation. Um, some of the things that I look forward to applying the experience in leadership roles, whether it's in the Army or in the healthcare industry or as a small business owner. You learn a lot of things along the way, and I would like to apply that leadership to planning that we desperately need. Manor is the 7th largest suburb in the country, and a lot of people will say that transportation and accessibility, whether it's hiking trails and things like that, those need to be planned for and addressed, as well as economic opportunities. So a lot of businesses, a lot of people, just in our area, we've lost 196 unemployment claims in the last week. And it's good that it's down from 300 per week. But we need to create private and public partnerships with all the big and small businesses around the area to be able to insulate ourselves from the economic downturns and things like that. Another thing I would like to address.
Jacob, I'm going to ask you, we've been a little over 3 minutes here. You want to wrap it up real quick and we'll be fair to everybody?
Sure. Public health and safety. Everyone knows that this COVID, pandemic has caused a lot of damage economically and everything. So we need to partner up with organizations such as the Austin Hispanic Physician Association and other organizations to make sure that everybody has the information they need to make the best choices for their families.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Gene, you're up next.
Thank you, Tom. My name is Gene Krupa. I've moved to Manor in March of 2006 with my lovely wife, Virginia, and lived here for 14 plus years. I am retired Navy. I'm a submariner, 20 years retired from that, and I'm also a retired state employee. And I couldn't stay home, just be retired. I'm really semi-retired. Right now, I'm working as a transportation and pickup driver for the Texas Lone Star Auto Auction. And I have served for 8 years on the city council. I was appointed back in 2011 to place 6, and then ran in 2012 and won place 6 again. Unfortunately, in 2014, I was ousted, but in 2015 I ran again, and I was on city council place 1 from 2015 to 2019. I resigned my place on the city council due to employment problems, and now I'm back on the ballot to complete what I wanted to do in prior appointments to and elected to the city council. I believe that infrastructure is really required. One of the main things I think in that infrastructure is the drinking water that we have to use daily. And then from there, the wastewater processing plants we need. Right now we have one in construction, which was actually funded during my last term on the city council. And I know from prior knowledge that we have more in the making in the 10-year plan for the city. And I know that the partnerships that we need are going to be with the developers to be able to build these trails and green areas and parks that we need for the children, as well as just adults to be able to walk around and enjoy themselves when it's not 110 degrees outside. Right now, I know the traffic is bad. Really, I'll tell you, city council has very little to do with the traffic problems, except for repairing the roads and giving money, funding the public works to be able to repair the streets within the city limits of Manor. Unfortunately, 973 and Old 20 and 290, We have no control over those. Those are state and county. But we worked with partnership with the county and state to try to get these things resolved. It's just a long process for them. And I know that our city manager, Tom Bolt, is really at the head of the push for this. And so I really want to get back and complete what I feel is my passion, as my mission, to give the city of Manor the things that they need to grow and not have the trouble of having a wastewater plant overload because we have too many toilets going to it.
Thank you, Jim.
So I want to say thank you again to the Manor Journal and our mayor, Dr. Larry Wallace, for getting this together. And I hope that y'all come out and vote for myself, because I will be voting November 3rd on especially the charter decisions. Amendments.
Thank you so much, Gene. So we've just heard from 6 candidates for 3 places on the city council coming up on the November 3rd. As a reminder, we will have more of a question and answer forum where the candidates can present their positions in more detail on Friday, October 9, and then repeat it again on Sunday, November the 1st. You can look for these dates on the City of Manor Facebook page, the Manor Journal Facebook page, and any other Manor-centric Facebook pages that there are several. Okay, so we're going to take another interlude here, and then we'll be hearing from candidates for the Manor Independent School District Board.
Hi, my name is Tom Bolt. I'm your city manager here in Manor, Texas. The 2020 census is a once-in-a-decade opportunity to shape your future, your family's future, and the future of Manor, Texas. The census is easy to complete, safe, and important. Information collected by the census helps direct billions of dollars annually to state, county, and local agencies to fund programs and services important to all of us. Hear from your mayor and city council members how the census helps you.
As a Purple Heart City, it is important for us to ensure that our veterans fill out the U.S. Census. That helps inform the U.S. Department of Veteran Affairs of how they need to allocate funds to the different mental health, behavioral health, and everything else that you as veterans are able to receive for your service.
Congratulations to our graduating seniors. If you are college bound, census data can help you, as it's used to impact federal funding that goes towards Pell Grants, agricultural, science, and engineering programs, and campus healthcare services. Census data is also used to determine grants for adult education.
Families make up the fabric of our Manor community, and census data helps us support families through funding for SNAP, housing assistance programs, grants for parks, and childcare. It's important to count your entire family, including children under 5, newborns, and elderly parents or relatives living with you, so our community can receive as much support as possible.
As many families continue to make Manor their home, our school district continues to rapidly expand as well. Census data is vital for the school district as it helps fund Head Start, meal programs, and after-school activities. Census data is also used by the school district to plan new facilities and to determine the demographics of the community so that we can create programs that have the most impact for our children.
Access to healthcare providers and support for healthcare programs is important for everyone. Census data is used to help determine new hospital locations, as well as funding for Medicaid and the Children's Health Insurance Program, also known as CHIP.
It's never been easier to complete your census now that it can be done online in under 10 minutes at 2020census.gov. Answers are secure, and the data collected is private, cannot be shared or used against you by any government agency like ICE, the FBI, or the police.
There you go. Thank you. Welcome back. But you can't read lips. But now Now we will be listening to candidates running for the Manor Independent School District Board. First, we'll be up for place 5. We have Tamika Thomas and Dr. Royce Avery. Tamika, would you like to go first?
Yes, absolutely. Thank you. I just want to thank Manor. We have had such an amazing time together. I'm up for re-election, but I just want to echo what a lot of our candidates have said is that we serve where we live. And my name is Tamika Thomas. I am a native of Texas. I've been here for all my 38 years. I came to Austin to go to the University of Texas, and I just fell in love with Manor. It's definitely a place that once you get here as quickly as possible, and more than likely, you never leave. I plan to be here, hopefully, long time, and then God called me home. But I came to Manor after teaching in Austin ISD and then going to Lamar to get my master's. And like I said, just fell in love with Manor. Got involved in Abundant Life Church, where I go to church, one of the Manor outlets, and Toastmasters, and being a Manor volunteer for mentors for Manor ISD. And once you get hooked into Manor, you just want to do more. I think Ann said you become a professional volunteer, and that certainly is true. But the reason why I'm running is because we're not done yet. I ran the first time, and I run on the same thing that I'm running on since 2018, which one is unity. Hopefully what I have brought to the board and with the rest of the board members, because you got to keep in mind, the school board is 7 people. You do nothing alone. Every one of us is only 1/7 of the vote. So you have to have a sense of unity in order to get anything accomplished for our children. But I have, if you notice, put lots of posts on Manor People and all of our outlets throughout my term, being as transparent as possible, because I believe that we are only as good as our collaboration. So I've invited the Manor community to have some very tough conversations with me. It's not just the softball things that I put on Manor People. And then we collaborate to really figure out what could be best for our school district. And then I sit at the table and advocate for those things. Especially with the school board members, they know each one of them can tell you, I will fight fiercely for our students and the things that we need to get accomplished. But after we have made a decision, I am right there saying happy birthday to each one of the board members. I'm there supporting them in their major accomplishments. I'm there when they're sick saying, hey, do I need to deliver something? Because what I realize is that while we might disagree on some of the things that we bring before the board, we're still here for the purpose of unifying and doing what's best for 10,000 students. And with that, we have so much more to do. Follow me on.
Thank you, Tamika. Sorry to interrupt you, but we got to keep it at 3 minutes. You got a lot to say.
Awesome. All right. Well, I think the information is down there anyway. Thank you.
And we will have you back for the question and answers. Dr. Avery.
Hello, Manor community. How are we doing? First of all, I want to thank the Manor Journal and the City of Manor, Mayor Wallace and his crew for hosting this event. I think it's a really great intro for everybody. Again, my name is Dr. Royce Avery. I'm running for place 5. I have 28 years as a Texas public educator. I am retired. In addition to that, I'm the former superintendent of Manor ISD. My wife and I have been married for 29 years. We had 3 beautiful daughters. The youngest, 15, she will be a freshman at Manor Early College High School. I think one of the other things, a little tidbit that most people don't know about me is that I'm the baby of 13 children. My mom and dad, we had very little of anything. things I didn't have educationally. Education, sports really gave me that connection to who I am today. One of the things why I'm running, I'm a vested parent at heart. I'm a homeowner here in Manor, Texas. And as a retired educator, I had a choice of moving anywhere in the state of Texas. And my family and I chose Manor to stick it out, work through, have my daughter finish high school in this great district. We started the work in 2016 when I first became superintendent. Wasn't able to finish everything, but as a homeowner and a parent now, I think I can support and help the new administration do the things that were started a long time ago. I really, be able to kind of, look at the quality of education, the programs that we provide our students in the district, because one of the things that's going to be very important in the upcoming years is bringing people to this community. And one of the things that I always talked about is the community. The school is the community, and the community is the school. You saw some of the great conversations about the other places with the city council, and bridging those two things together makes a magnificent opportunity for growth and prosperity for a school district in a community such as Manor. I think we have to make sure that we bring quality people in, and one of the things I think needs to happen is they have to get involved, be it at the city level, at the school level. Whatever we have to do, they have to be involved. I think one of the other key factors is strong connection to students and staff, teachers and leaders in the district. I've had that, being able to support that. And we have a new superintendent. I'm a retired superintendent. And one of the things that really works well with school educators, and most of us know, we've been all around the state, is helping other educators help the needs for kids. And that's the whole beauty of what we're all about and what I'm all about as well. So that is a key factor of the rationale behind being able to run for this place and support, the current superintendent and the school leadership team. I think 3 areas that I'm going to concentrate on in my tenure as a board member, if elected, is to continue and support community engagement. We got to get people, we got to get parents involved with the school district a lot more than what we have. We started the race, but we hadn't finished it yet. Also is to hear from students and teachers, that voice of the people from within, being able to work through and find out what their needs are. With the COVID, has changed some things. I mean, the last thing is board governance and accountability is the last one. So
thank you so much.
Thank you, guys.
Well, thank you. I'm sorry to interrupt, but we're just trying to keep it fair. We appreciate it. And again, we'll have the school board candidate forums on Saturday, October 10th and Monday, November 2nd. We'll have much more chance to talk about specific issues and focus. So with that, we'll take another brief break and be back for the final position open on the school board. Thank you. Welcome back. Now, for school board place number 7, we have both candidates. This is correct. Oh, I'm sorry, place 6. I'm one off. My apologies. Monique Saladan and Brian Nayo. Monique, ladies first. Check your microphone. There you go. No microphone yet. Thanks for hanging in there. Monique's going to get her microphone going. In the meantime, did we lose Brian? Oh, There we are. Monique, you want to work on that microphone a little bit? We can get Brian over here. We're not hearing you. On the bottom of your screen may be a mute button. We'll try to get some technical assistance, Monique. Brian, why don't you go right ahead on about your position on place 6?
Thank you so much. Hi, everybody. My name is Brian Naya. I know I'm a fresh new face to the whole race, to the whole everything. And I'm excited to be running for Manor ISD board of trustees, place 6. So I want to ensure that every Manor student gets the education they deserve. See, I have a vision for Manor, at least for the Manor schools, inspired by lifelong attendance at Manor ISDs before graduating from Manor High School. I believe I represents the best Manor ISD has to offer as an outstanding student at Houston-Tillotson University. You know, I got to shout out my school. um, I envision utilizing an agenda that is fragmented and rooted in strategies, proven efficient, focusing on efforts to expand education, advocate for teachers, and employ strategies that advances the equitable treatment of students. You know, I see that Manor ISD, and I believe that it will demonstrate that positive and progressive change in education. Um, through my journey, from Manor since 2008. I actually I went to school from elementary to high school in Manor. And through my journey, I've recognized that I have both the responsibility as well as the rights, that our destinies are bond together, that a freedom which only asks for what's in it for me, a freedom without a commitment to other, a freedom without love or charity or duty or patriotism is unworthy of my founding ideals, and those who have fought and died in defense of these ideals. And I speak on that because I am a veteran myself. So I did graduate early from Manor High School. I did join the armed forces at a young age, at 17 years old, and I'm only just 22, trying to make a change within my community and starting with what I believe in, which is education, fair and equitable education for their students. I am that living example of Manor ISD. I embody what it means to be Manor ISD, and I am that fresh face that will help progress Manor into the future it is asking to be in. And you know, I am a product of my environment. To deny me is almost to deny Manor, in the sense of, because I am that embodiment of education that Manor has presented to its children. And now I'm trying to give back to my community by showing what that education Manor has provided can do, and what they can do for their community. So please go onto my website, briannaya.com, and read more about me. Learn about me, my beliefs, what I stand for, and how I can help the community in its education. And on November 3rd, please vote for me. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Brian. Monique, do we have your microphone? Oh my goodness. We do not have audio on you, Monique. Well, I'm so sorry. What if we can work on this a little bit, we'll squeeze you in before we sign off, but we're just not hearing anything. Give it a try. If we can squeeze you in, we'll do that. I'm sorry. Anyway, we'll take a brief break, and we'll be talking to folks in the position place 7. Welcome back. Our final 2 candidates tonight, running for position 7 in the Manor School Board, is Janie Serena and Felice I'm sorry, I'm missing him. Felice Pais. Would you like to go first, Gina? Jenny? There you are. Jenny, I'm afraid we're not getting audio. Check your microphone real quick. I'm sorry, we don't have the audio there, Janie. Why don't we have Felix over, and Janie, take a couple looks where you and Monique will get you back on if we get the audio going. Go ahead. Why don't you go ahead, Felix?
Can we hear me?
Yes, got you good.
All right.
Go ahead.
Hello,
3
everyone.
minutes, tell you
My name is. All right. Hello, everyone. My name is Felix Pais. First of all, thank you guys for doing this and being able to have this opportunity to put finally a name with a face. Like I said, my name is Felix Pais. I have been in Manor for over 30 years. I'm a graduate from Manor High School and have been in this town all my life. And it's time to give back to the town that gave to me. I have a wonderful wife that was a teacher for 12 years in the school district. I have 3 wonderful children that are in the school district right now. And, something that I'm very proud of. A couple of the things that I'm also proud of is, being able to get this opportunity to run for school board and to, get a voice to be able to speak up for not only our teachers, but our students. And that's something that I hope I get the opportunity to. As you can see, one of my little ones is in the background. It's given me great pleasure to give it this opportunity. One of the things I want to voice and do with is the platforms that I would like to. I know there's many that I want to do, but one is being able to speak up for our teachers. Our teachers are a great asset to our school district. They're our people on our front line, and we need to get more teachers that we already have. Be able to have teachers in the classroom. Be able to have teachers, come to our school district. Be able to offer our teachers the incentive plan and the stuff that we need to be able to have great teachers for our students. One of the other things is the, get the parents involved, the parent engagement, the parent forums, everything, and that's one thing that, I hope to keep working on and to start, keep moving forward with it is, get the parents involved. Like you see, I know some of you guys can't see the messages on Facebook, but it's the PTAs, how do we get the communities involved? And so these are just a couple things. If you like to reach out to me, you can see my stuff on the bottom. It's felixpais.com. One of the things is, reach out to me. I don't have a problem talking to anybody. If I don't get to talk to you today or that day, I will get back to you. And that's what I have right now.
Thank you so much, Felix. Appreciate staying in the 3 minutes too. Janie, do we have a microphone worked out with you? Janie Serna. Oh, I'm afraid we're not hearing you. Oh, I'm so sorry. I apologize for any technical problems we're having. This is our first go around. I do want to emphasize that there will be two more opportunities for the school board candidates to present their ideas on the forum. One will be the same format on Saturday, October 10, and we'll repeat the format on Monday, November the 2nd. Again, you'll find these dates in the Manor Journal on various Manor social forums. So do we have Monique Celadon who's going to try one more time? Perhaps our Grandmaster DJ can put you up on the screen. I hear a voice.
Can you hear me, Tom?
Monique.
Can you hear me, Tom?
I can hear you. Yes, I can.
Okay, great.
Number one.
Great.
So 3 minutes, tell us about who you are and where you're from and why you want to run.
All right. Well, first of all, thank you to the Manor Collaborative as well as the Manor Journal for putting this together. And also thank you to Manor New Tech High School for the wonderful video at the beginning of this. So a little bit about me. Obviously, Monique Celadon. I'm from Northeast Austin. I was born and raised. I went to LBJ High School and also McCallum High School. Through being raised with 7 siblings, we faced a lot of challenges growing up. And so I ended up in a position where I was a high school dropout, and there were some educators that came to my home and called me back. And so that year I graduated 8 months pregnant. And so that is where my passion comes from the upbringing, through the direct result of my experience. I want to give that back to children all over. Through my time at Manor ISD, I have worked very hard with parent engagement. That's a really big issue with me, so that we can bring parents in to work collaboratively with us. And through that, we created the I Care program, which is a great way that we go out and into the homes of at-risk children. And that was a direct result of my experience. If I'm reelected, I promise to continue to move forward to work with our administration to do what's best for children. We have come a long way. Manor ISD is a great place to be. We have amazing administrators, we have amazing teachers, and we have great people in leadership that can take us very far. Over the last few years, we've come from a negative $16 million deficit to a balanced budget. We have also come from an F rating to a B rating. Manor is a great place to live. We are on the road to success, and I just want to continue that road to success. And I want to be a part of your children's lives and a part of the families out there. I, this past year, won the 2019 Chamber Volunteer of the Year Award. I'm also the director and founder of the Manor, Texas COVID-19 Disaster Relief. We have fed thousands of families. So when people talk about serving our community as a whole, we really need to be out there living that community service, really be out there challenging others to follow our lead. As leaders, we all make big sacrifices, and I want to continue to make that sacrifice. I have 5 children, amazing, wonderful children that have been very successful in going through the Manor ISD program, and they're great kids. And I want to be able to instill that into the children, continue to instill that into the children of Manor ISD, that anything is possible. If I'm sitting here today in front of you, anything is possible. I was there with you. Those families and students that struggle, I was one of you. And I want to be that advocate for each and every one of you. I want to continue the service. And I'm not asking you to vote for me. I'm asking you to please allow me to earn your vote. And I will do that. You can contact me. I'll meet with you. You can call me anytime. And so anyway, I just want to say thank you. Thank you for allowing me to serve the last 4 years. And I hope that you will allow me to be a representative for all of the children in Manor ISD for the next 4 years.
Thank you so much, Ms. Salada.
Thank you.
So we've completed with one candidate unable to connect. We need luck with getting Janie. Serna, do you want to give it a try? Not making a voice connection here, Ms. Serna. I'm afraid we're not getting you there. I'm so sorry. What we'll do is we'll make arrangements to make a test run for you next time. We have, as I've mentioned several times, we have 2 more for the very important forums for the school board candidates. This has been just our shakedown introduction. So we appreciate all the participants tonight. I appreciate Dr. Larry Wallace behind the scenes there running the board. And we're going to do it again. Look for the dates in the Manor Journal, and we'll see you in about a month. Good night.
In our fraternity, we have a movement called "A voteless people is a hopeless people."
Alpha Phi Alpha fraternity reminds us that a voteless people is a hopeless people.
35 years ago, my grandmother stressed to me the importance of voting.
Voting is important to me because so many have sacrificed so much for me to be able to do it.
I vote to make sure my voice is counted.
Your vote absolutely matters.
Voting for the voiceless, voting for women's rights, voting for inequality, voting for minorities, voting for the betterment of the country.
With your vote, you can pick the people who represent your interests.
As you see the things we see today, police brutality, injustice, racism, it's time more than ever that we need to vote.
Every time I step in the voting booth, I say thank you. I say thank you to those who stood on the lines, who took the bricks and the stones and the sticks and even death to allow me to be able to exercise that right.
We still have to address those same inequalities. It is up to us to be able to get out to vote, not just in November, but in the midterms and throughout.
The vote that people die for, getting you the right to simply check a box.
Vote. Make sure your voices are heard. Don't be hopeless. Be involved. Whatever comes up in our community, you should be involved. When you have the opportunity to vote, you should make your feelings known. It's important to recognize that our destiny is in our own hands.
We need to change how the police treat people. We need to change how those in office treat us as Black Americans. We need change to better how we live, who we are in our careers, in our families. So the reason why I vote is to make sure those who come after me understand my responsibility and what I needed to do to make sure there was change for them.
We can only make change if we go to the ballot box and we vote. So I stress to each and every one of you, from 18 to 88, please get out and vote.
I think that concludes it for the evening. Thank you so much for attending. We'll look for you in the upcoming sessions before the November 3rd election.